Not a big deal.
So you're not live streaming right now?
I'm not live streaming. I'm having an issue with live streaming right now. I don't know if it's the phone or if it's YouTube that's doing something. So I'm going to try it with different phones and I'm going to try with different accounts and see if I can get over it. I'm sure I can. But yeah, just yesterday there was a big fight. There was this kid who seemed like he came from Iowa or someplace. He didn't know what was going on with the city. He had a skateboard, and this tall black guy who was on drugs. He was following them. He came through between the rail cars to get away, and then he went to the end of the front of the car I was in, and he sat right in front of me. And then this guy followed, pursued him, waited for the time for the doors to be opening, and then punched him, grabbed him, threw him out of the car. They rolled. I thought they would end up on the tracks. Then he threw him again. And he threw him against the train, and he threw him, and it looked like they got close to the edge. They were both going to roll over. And then this guy bit this kid's finger.
Please be considerate when
and it almost bit it off.
listening to electronic
And nobody wants to see that. And I don't want to have that as part of my art. It's not what I do. The concern was this kid who was getting beaten up. So I pressed the button, and other people in the rail car came over, and then he said, "Somebody help me!" And then we couldn't grab them. They're moving. Nobody wants to fall into the pit, and so it kind of played out, and somebody grabbed the guy and he ran off. And this poor kid had his face all bloody, beaten up, finger like kind of dangling. And the train operator came over, stopped the train completely, saw what happened, and he said, "Listen, you're going to get off at Howard, and then we're going to get a report from you, and we're going to get the medical attention you need. We'll get you to the hospital." And so the train stopped, and nobody complained about that. That had to happen. But this kid said, "I don't know what happened. I didn't say anything to him. I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't provoke him." And this guy says, "Are you afraid of me?" Just before he beat on him. So he sensed some fear and just beat on him. And the guys on the train with me said that guy was tweaking. That guy was really on something. We don't know what. And I can't confirm, but he was really out there, and it was unprovoked for sure. And really, really sad to see that happen. So the kid tried to get off at the Moore station, and I was going to get off at Jarvis. I did get off at Jarvis, but he was trying to get off at Morse instead of Howard, like the operator said. And I said, hey, he said get off at Howard. This is Morse. You got to stay on this train. He's going to help you. You got to go to the hospital. And so that's the story that happened yesterday at Wilson Station.
And so you witnessed this, but you did not film any of it?
No, I wouldn't. And I thought it was more important to witness it with my own self in case I needed to be a witness in court, or in case he needed some help. And to press that button and to hold the doors open because he was on the ground and his skateboard was still in there, and this guy threw his backpack into the pit and he didn't know if he could go get it or not, and the train operator said, "Yeah, sure." He said it's safe to get it now, so just jump in there and get it and then come back in. So I held the doors open and I made sure he didn't get off at Morris, he got off at Howard.
Doors closing.
Just to be back on your filming for a second. So,
I'm just going to cut real quick because
In the direction
it's
of
on my
travel,
phone. And
doors open on the left
it's a
at
long
Wilson.
clip.
Transfer to Purple Line trains at
Let
Wilson.
me just get in a little different angle
Soliciting and gambling are prohibited on CTA vehicles.
here. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
I was going to ask you, so right now you are rolling on your camera, and it's going to roll for the next, however long, just like a half hour or whatever.
Well, it's not going to be a half hour until Fullerton. It may be about 20 minutes from Jarvis to Fullerton, 25 minutes depending. It is rolling now. We've recorded 5 minutes so far. I really don't like this orange mesh that they put up there. It kind of blocks my view. It's not so attractive to me. But this is going to be raw when I put it up. I'm not going to edit it. I'm not going to put effects or filters or anything. It's just what it is, pointing in a direction. Hopefully I catch something interesting. Hopefully it's not reckless.
What kind of things are you looking to capture that are interesting? It's just, you do this every day, so to me it just seems like you're probably going to get the same thing every day. So like, what is it that like you're looking for that's unique?
Sure. So, yesterday was an interesting day, and this isn't necessarily on the train stuff. Yesterday, I was in Belmont Cragen, and there was some graffiti in a garage. It's been there for a while, and I know who called it in. And so, anyway, I was walking Joe, and I took him for an extra long walk, since I knew it'd be a long time since I got to him. I took him for like an hour walk, all the way from Fullerton to Belmont. And all around blocks and zigzagging and just random. I do a lot of things randomly. That way I get a lot of opportunities to find things. And so I was about to go in. I said, well, let's go back around another block. I just want to get you out, make sure you get to go. Don't be around for a while. And so we went around the block, and I saw a big truck with like this steam, this white cloud coming out of it.
Doors closing.
And it was the Graffiti Busters, the graffiti removal service in City Chicago. So I went over there and I waved to him. I gave him the thumbs up to let him know I'm friendly. And I went ahead without the tripod because I didn't have it. And I told Joe to sit, and he didn't do a good job, so it shook. So I got different versions, which I'll put up today actually. And I got them blasting that graffiti, which was really interesting. That I find extremely interesting. When I see city workers doing their thing, I find it interesting.
Is next.
Not so much like garbage trucks or streets and sanitation, but earlier
Priority seating.
we did see the street sweeper. I've gotten street sweepers, buses, and trains, and graffiti removal. And yesterday also there was at the viaduct on Rogers, the Rogers Viaduct, where the in Rogers Park, where the yellow line train changes tracks. It goes a little further, switches tracks, and goes back so it can turn around. And over there, they were doing construction, maybe about 10:30 p.m. And I got that, and they were sawing something, and the sparks were flying all over the place. And there were all these guys hammering things, and they had like all these lights in their hats and stuff. And I thought that was extremely interesting. They had a big crane. They were moving the rails up to there, and they noticed I was filming, and they stopped. I was like, "Come on, guys!" And they always give me a nod, like they know who I am. But I'm just trying to record what's interesting because I'm a fan. Because I know other people will enjoy it. I'm not the inspector. I'm not the spy. You know what? I thought three different things. And I talked to Trudy about this as well. She thought the same thing. She was with me. We thought, one, they were finished doing what they were doing with the sparks flying. Two, maybe they saw me and didn't want to be recorded. Or three, maybe they were doing something they weren't supposed to and didn't want to be recorded. So either they were finished or they didn't want to be on, my arts, or they were doing something they didn't want anybody to see because they weren't supposed to be doing it that way. So
I'm gonna cut real quick. Sorry.
Yeah.
Or was there one thing more that you wanted to say?
No. That's
Okay,
it.
cool.
That's
Okay.
fine. Yeah. That was the story.
Let's just get a few shots of you just looking at the camera,
Mhm.
and so we won't engage you here. So just kind of turn towards the
Sure.
just like that.
Sure.
Yeah. I'll just get you kind of
Mhm.
perfect like that. Yeah. looking for anything in particular when you're doing this, or you're just
This is Sharon.
trying to capture?
Well, it's like fishing. You don't know
Doors
what you're going to
closing.
get. You don't know, like, the CTA workers are going by. I like to get the CTA workers. Sometimes you'll find something interesting. The more you fish, the more fish you may get. You may
Addison
find
is
something,
next.
that kind of fish you never knew
Doors
existed.
open on the left.
Fishing is an
Addison.
interesting metaphor for it, actually.
Yeah, and that,
Because it is a lot of it's
Please
patience.
do not lean against
it
the
certainly is. And I also find it like meditation. I have a very stressful life. I do a lot of things that really take a toll on me. This trip every single day is really a task. I could do so much more at Rogers Park if I weren't doing this every day. So this kind of helps me process that, helps me relax, calms me down, and is a creative outlet that I can share and get reactions and comments and responses to, and build the collection. So it does serve many purposes.
That's interesting that you bring it back to kind of yourself, because a lot of people might on a train for an hour and a half, I don't know, just like listen to music and just zone out. But you try to use it as for your own kind of hobby and entertainment and art, and helps you deal with stress.
Well, it does help me deal with stress, and I have a lot of it, but been working on my temperament, been working on my stress levels, been working on remaining calm and cool, collected, and so it's working. It's working out very well, and I just kind of feel like this kind of thing. Well, I'm never sitting doing nothing. I'm always thinking about something, about one of my projects or something we need to do, or I'm always working on something in one way or another. Either I'm writing something, I'm recording something, I'm posting something, I'm doing outreach or on the phone. Very rarely would you ever find me sitting around only listening to music, not doing anything else, or reading a book, or playing video games. Very, very rare. Always looking forward
is Addison.
to improve the process and improve, what we get out of the things we do.
How many years have you done
Doors
this?
closing.
How long has it been?
I think 2008, 2006, about 2006
Can
maybe.
you rephrase that as a question?
Sure.
Or as an answer?
Yeah. I've been recording
Belmont is
For-
next.
pretty much as long as I can remember.
Doors open on the right at Belmont.
Videos like this with different
Transfer to purple
different
Ronald
devices
Street at
since
Belmont.
maybe 2006 or 2005 earlier. I was in the video club when I was in high school, and then I signed up for public access television shortly afterwards, so I could produce a television show. And there have been periods in between where I just didn't do much of anything, or I didn't post anything. But I'm always recording. I found it very beneficial, and if I'm explaining something to somebody, this happened, that happened, I saw this, went there, did that. This helps me to explain what the story really is.
Could I get maybe we can cut this, and then unless you want to keep it going. But I wanted to get a shot of you just sitting on the train, if that's okay.
Sure.